Welcome back to the Wizard Shop, and today something really rare has happened. It's only happened one or two times in my years of experience of working on cars, and it happened today. Let's take a look. So this is a 2015 Mercedes GLA250. This is at the lower end of the spectrum of Mercedes-Benz that you can buy. There's actually A-Class over in Europe, but this would be an SUV that you could buy. It's not a top of the line. It's kind of bare bones. It's a little bit cheaper made, but the price is also cheaper. Also considered entry-level Mercedes-Benz. We've had a few of these in the shop, and it usually doesn't go very well with the customer because the parts are so expensive, and it isn't necessarily the one single part is expensive, it's the way they sell them. This one came in with a check engine light on, and the code that was shown indicated that the PCV or crankcase vent valve had failed. We'll take a look around it, and then we'll look under the hood and talk about what we found, and I'll get Magic Mike over here and we'll talk about it. This car only has roughly 28,000 miles on it, even though it's a 2015. It's really sad that this little valve has failed, but we'll take a look around it. It's in pretty good shape because it's low mileage. These do look really neat. I'll bet they'd be a little small for Mrs. Wizard and I, but they are very cool looking little Mercedes SUV. I guess it's a crossover, more like a crossover. It's not so tall like an SUV. The wheels are not scuffed up. The paint is very nice.
It's a pretty color.
Yep. What would you call this color, Mrs. Wizard?
Slate.
Slate?
Yes.
Yeah, it's kind of like a very light blue, steel blue or something. This is the 4MATIC model, GLA250, like I said. I did have one of these before with a customer where some of the LEDs went out. This is not incandescent bulbs that are in here as far as the brake lights are concerned, and when they go out you get to buy the entire assembly. It was very expensive. This side also is in very good shape. 28,000 miles, it's going to be in good shape. There's not a whole lot to see as far as scratches or nicks or dents or anything. We'll take a look in the interior real quick and then we'll get the hood open.
Okay, so ladies and gents, here we are on the inside of the car. Classic Mercedes styling. Has a lovely wood grain kind of accent piece to the classic round vents. And of course the dash is in fabulous shape with only 28,000 miles on it. How can it have time to actually have damage done? Center section here, all of those infotainment buttons and everything's looking fabulous. The seats are a vinyl, as it being an entry-level car, but they are a lovely, kind of an ivory color. The car is in immaculate shape. Very, very, very clean, although quite small compared to many of their other SUVs in their lineup. Again, seats are in excellent, excellent shape, and it does have a beautiful double panoramic roof. So looking fabulous.
Very nice. Although it's entry level, it actually looks very good in here. Why don't you go ahead and pop the hood, Mrs. Wizard. And this is the 2-liter inline-4 turbocharged engine. We'll take this little engine cover off. You can see a myriad of all kinds of different hoses and lines, and the code that we had that showed an issue with a PCV or crankcase vent valve is actually under the intake down here. You can just barely, I'll pull it out of the way, you can see it. I'm wiggling it here, you can see it. That is all that's wrong with this car. All that is used for is emissions purposes to open and close and allow crankcase vapors into the intake and get burned instead of going into the atmosphere. The check engine light is on because it's noticed that there's no flow there. That little valve has failed. But let me show you guys a little picture. This is a diagram on a parts website that I went to. I'm not going to mention names. I've circled the part that we need, just the vent valve. That's all that's wrong. But they say no, you don't get to buy just the little valve. You buy the whole thing. Oil separator, the vent valve, and part of the intake here. For this price, genuine OEM, $1,000. Then you get the labor involved and sales tax and everything else, and there you go at the $1,500 PCV valve.
Okay, Car Wizard, but can't you find just that one little piece or part on eBay?
No, you can't find just the vent valve. I guess you could buy a used one, but you'll end up in the same problem here. It might last 3 months and it fails again. Let me go ahead and get Magic Mike over here. He actually diagnosed this problem, and being that he worked in a Mercedes dealership, he's seen quite a few of these. Magic Mike. So here's Magic Mike. He spent many years in a Mercedes dealership. What was it, like 6 or 7 or 8 years or something?
About 6 years with Mercedes-Benz, yeah.
6 years. And you've seen several of these come in, and it usually was pretty expensive, wasn't it?
Oh yeah, these GLAs and CLAs, these 270 engines are pretty nice, but once they fail, you're usually not looking at just an individual part. You're having to buy a modular and an assembly, like in this case, to cover your issue.
Right, so in this scenario, like I just showed them, is we just need the one vent valve, but you can't buy just the one vent valve.
Nope, not anymore.
I'm going to show you guys a connector. I wasn't even aware of this. Magic Mike showed me that these are one-time use connectors. Let me show you guys what this looks like. Just like right here, it looks like a heat shrink or something. I thought we could just disconnect this and do some testing back there, and Magic Mike informed me that that would be a fool's errand because
these are one-time use clips, especially if you've got one of these, let's say at 200 or 200,000 miles. That plastic is just so brittle it's going to snap every time you try to disconnect it. So it's recommended that, I'm pretty sure that's why they've started selling us these complete assemblies, is because those connectors are one-time use. Same thing with the connection down there at the oil separator.
So you're telling me that when they made this car, not only did they want to sell the entire assembly instead of just the part, but they made the connections as such, so if you take it apart, they can't go back together again.
Correct. They break every time you try to pull them apart. I'm not sure why they decided to do that way. Maybe it saved them a few dollars, but who knows.
That's really crazy. Luckily, I got a hold of the dealership and got a price on this, and it was a lot less than $1,000, a little less than half that. They were able to sell us just the valve and the oil separator, which is these two items on the picture, instead of all of this. So that does save us a little money, but I wish I could just buy just the little valve. On any other car, a Chevy Equinox or a Hyundai or a Kia, you could buy just the little valve. But do you remember a red GLA we had in here that had an exhaust valve? It was like a GLA Force.
A GLA 45, yeah.
45, yeah.
Version.
The customer was actually very upset, and we lost the customer, not because of the work we did or anything like that. We actually didn't get to do any work. But the way that they do things on these GLAs is packaged assemblies. You don't get to buy just one part here or one part there. You buy the whole assembly, or you can go get bent. It's basically the way it is. Now the guy with the red GLA 45 had a code for his exhaust. It had sport exhaust. It had a small actuator that could open and close for a sport sound, and it failed. We did some research and found that you have to buy the whole rear exhaust system to get just the actuator. We told them the price. I don't remember what the price was. It was going to be very expensive.
It was in the thousands of dollars.
Like over $200 or $2,500. And the guy got really upset. He goes, "What are you trying to do? You want to kick me out of here? You just don't want to work on the car?" He said, "Just let me know if you don't want to work on it." I was like, that's not the problem. It's not whether or not we want to work on your car. It's just, in order for me to get the part, I have to get the whole assembly, which means I'm going to charge you for the whole assembly. The guy said, "Don't do anything else. I'm going to get my car. I'm out of here." It makes me upset because I didn't design this car. I didn't make it the way it is. There's not much I can do about it. And to think that this is just a 1 or 2 times occurrence, Magic Mike has experienced this in this dealership many times over. and over and over. It's really crazy. I'll let you get back to work, Magic Mike. I don't want to keep you from your work, but I definitely wanted to get your take on the things you've seen here in the dealership on these cars. So
Anytime.
thanks. We did try to save this customer some money. I did some research, and a lot of people have had luck just taking the hose off of that small valve and spraying some brake cleaner down in there and then actuating it manually with 12 volts. And we tried that, and we actually got the valve to free up. It started clicking again. It was stuck shut. But it's just not enough. We tried brake cleaner, we tried WD-40, back and forth. We did this twice. Went out and drove it, and the light comes right back on. The valve will now move, but it's so small that it's not enough to let enough volume through, and the computer's still unhappy with it. So we tried to save them a little money and thought if we could get that to clear up and get it working again, it may get them some time, 6 months, a year or more. Where I researched this said that they got another year out of it, but they eventually did have to replace that assembly. And they complained also as well, it was so expensive to get it done. Unfortunately, it did not work. We tried to get it cleaned, it just failed. It just needs to be replaced. We brought the price to the customer when we get the part and the labor and everything involved. We're going to get $1,500 into this thing. This has to be on a lift to get to that, and the oil separator. The intake does have to come partially off to get the oil separator out. This isn't a 15-minute job. In the shop, we charge $125 an hour per hour for you to work on your Mercedes-Benz, Jaguar, Land Rover, things of that nature, European cars. 3, 4, 5, and you start adding up the hours, $125 adds up fast. So you got the labor and everything involved. That's why we're at the price we're at, just for a vent valve. I wish there was a different way, but there's not. There's not much I can do about it. When we brought the price to the customer, they were understandably shocked. They were like, wow, that's expensive. But they were understanding because they knew they had researched it themselves. It's going to be expensive. They knew it was. They want to take the car today. They're going to think about it, run some financials, some things in their own personal life, and then they're going to let us know a decision if they're going to reschedule or what they want to do. And we'll likely get this car back in and finally get to do the job.
So, Car Wizard, does it hurt for them to keep driving it in that condition?
No, I don't think it's going to hurt anything. The valve actually does allow some vapors through. It's not like it's completely blocked, but it's not seeing the flow that it would like to see, and it's just going to be an emissions violation is basically what it is. If this was an emissions state, I could legally keep their car here and force them to fix it, whether they like it or not. That happens in New York State. You can watch there's reality shows where people bring their car in a mechanic shop that has an emissions code just like this for a PCV crankcase vent valve. They can't legally even take their car out of the shop until they pay the $1,400 to get it fixed. So in Kansas, can they take their car home today? Yeah, they can. If this was New York State, no, they cannot. They will be forced to fix it.
So what if the valve was completely blocked? Would that make a difference?
It could build up a lot of pressure in the crankcase, and it could cause some issues. It may actually could blow some seals and things, but luckily this one's not completely blocked off. It's still working. But it comes down to is the customer's not going to pay for it today. I can't do the work. It doesn't matter if I like it or not. If they say, I'm picking up my car and I'll let you know, there's nothing I can do more than that. So the customer's going to think about it. He said that he's very likely going to fix it. He just needs to run some numbers, and I understand that. It's no problem. I imagine in a week or two we'll get this car back. We'll get it fixed. I wish there was a cheaper way, but it is the way it is. And it is, after all, a Mercedes-Benz. It's not a Hyundai Santa Fe. It's going to be very expensive. The car is expensive. You can't expect Hyundai Santa Fe prices on a Mercedes-Benz. Luckily, we don't have to buy the entire huge apparatus here. We can just get the 2 items from the dealer. That's the rare item that I talked about that is so rare. There's been a few occasions in my life as a mechanic or a shop owner that the dealer was actually the cheapest option out. The kit that they're offering us, I've not seen anywhere else, and it's almost half the cost. If I was given the green light today, I would have told the dealership, let's do it. I would have given my card number and ordered it and get it here. Unfortunately, I can't. So most of the time, when your car is broken, the dealership is really not the avenue you should take, especially if you're taking the car to them. But like today, in this instance, they actually came to the rescue, amazingly. When this car came in the shop, I knew I definitely wanted to get you guys a video on it to show this type of scenario. It can really go overboard with the price for a small little valve, and it doesn't make sense, but it's the way the car was engineered. If you're curious what kind of tools we use to work on these cars, or yachts, motorcycles, all kinds of things we work on in here, check my Amazon affiliates link in the description below. We got all the tools in the shop listed for sale there. We get a small cut, and we really appreciate it. And make sure you hit the subscribe button. You guys don't want to miss out on the updates. Thanks for watching.